Wait, what does Ad Astra even mean? Hold on. What does Ad Astra? To the stars in Latin. Hey guys, so last night I saw Ad Astra starring Brad Pitt. If I sound really weird in this video, it's because I'm still getting over a cold, but it's directed by James Gray. And in this movie, 30 years ago, Clifford McBride, played by Tommy Lee Jones, led a voyage into deep space, but the ship and crew were never heard from again. Now his son, played by Brad Pitt in the near future, who is a fearless astronaut, must embark on a daring mission to Neptune to uncover the truth about his missing father and a mysterious power surge that threatens the stability of the universe. Now, I had no expectations for this movie. I hadn't seen many reviews. I'd only seen the tomato meter, which was pretty high. I don't really remember seeing any of the trailers. I just kind of knew that Brad Pitt was in it and it was a space movie. So it looked interesting enough to me, so I decided to go watch it. Let's start with the positives first. You can't really talk about this movie at all without mentioning the visual effects, of course. They're obviously fantastic in this movie. I mean, we've come so far with a lot of these space movies where everything just looks so amazing, and you can't really get better than this with visual effects for this kind of stuff. There is a lot of originality and innovation in this movie, a lot of things they do that are quite different from other space movies, which I really appreciated. There's some really entertaining scenes, particularly one scene on the moon I really enjoyed. And Brad Pitt is good in the movie. His character has some depth. But this kind of segues me into my negatives with this film. Brad Pitt was good, but he could have been so much better. There was a few scenes where he did genuinely almost get to me with his acting, but a lot of other scenes where he kind of felt very wooden. And he kind of had to do a lot of his acting with no dialogue and just kind of emoting with his expressions, which that's not his fault. It's the writer who wrote that stuff and didn't give him enough dialogue. But he wasn't as good at that as I thought he could have been. I think that's more Ryan Gosling's thing. He's really good at that in movies like Drive and First Man, which is also a space movie. This movie is also really slow. Now look, I'm all for the slow burn stuff in movies. A prime example of this is Blade Runner 2049. I absolutely love that movie, and the movie being slow actually adds to the feel of the movie and kind of makes it a better movie. And honestly, Ad Astra did have that kind of feel for a while, which I really liked, particularly in the first act. But then it kind of went in this very pretentious route that was repetitive and kind of was just a lot of nothingness, particularly in the third act, and unfortunately the visual effects weren't enough to keep me engaged in those scenes. And what's frustrating is the stuff that works really works. It's really well made, and it went in directions I was loving until it went in a separate direction again and again. So there's a lot of scenes I really like, but a lot of others that were disappointing. The music in this movie was also pretty disappointing. It was quite generic, and it didn't really do anything for me in any of the scenes in the entire movie. It's just basically music I've heard in a lot of movies like this. Basically what I'm saying is, there are much better space movies. I'd rather watch something like First Man. I really loved that movie, and I thought Ryan Gosling absolutely nailed that role. Brad Pitt kind of had a bit more room for improvement in this movie, but overall, Ad Astra is an enjoyable enough time due to the amazing visuals and some great moments. Brad Pitt could have been a lot better. It's way too slow at times, and the music was also pretty disappointing, but it is super well made, so in the end, I guess I'll still say that Ad Astra is good, and I'm going to give it a B-. I actually went and saw this movie with Max. He's been on my channel quite a bit for quite a few reviews, and he absolutely loved this movie. So go out and see it and formulate your own opinion. You know, don't always rely on other people's opinions if you want to see a movie. I don't actually really know what a lot of people are going to think of this movie, but I guess as a whole, I recommend it. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe, like, and share. I really appreciate it if you did. And as always, have a great day. Peace out.